Yo, what is up, guys? It is Royal Stoners here, and I am back once again like I told you guys I was going to be. Welcome back to another story time, boys. How are y'all doing tonight? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're new to the video and enjoy this video, at the end of it, if you enjoy it, subscribe. Okay. So, I'm coming back at y'all with another Coke story. This is going to be the story time about the third time I did Coke. The story starting from the Ambien and Coke up until now, all of these stories happened in about like a 6 or 7 day span. This story is a pretty crazy one. Well, I was hanging out with my good friend we're going to call Connor. Now, Connor's a really good friend of mine. I've known him for like 2 years now. I met him from a friend named, I'm not going to say her name, but I met him from one of my friends. So the day before this, right, we had hung out and we did a little bit of it, right? I'm going to give you guys a little backstory into this. The night before, he asked me if I wanted to go to this football game with him and his girlfriend because he didn't want to go alone because it was a football game and he was going to be bored, right? And I was like, yeah, sure, bet. And he was like, yeah, we can do a bunch of Coke, too. I was like, oh, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, for sure, I'll come. This day happened, it was the next day, and Connor came and picked me up, and the next day came, right, and I had my other friends over there, Cody and Nathan, and I also had my other friend Veronica there, or Dixie, you know, I'm just gonna call her Dixie. I also had my other friend Dixie there, and we were all hanging out smoking weed, right? And Dixie was really fucked up on Ambien. Like, she had took like 20, so she was like not able to move. Like, she wasn't talking either. And when Connor got there, he just pulled up. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? He came to the backyard. We were all hanging out smoking GBs and shit. And we hung out for a good 30 minutes in my backyard. And then me and Connor were like, all right, we got to dip. And we went into his car, and immediately he broke out the sack, right? He had bought a 50 sack, and it was a lot of Coke, and this shit was good as fuck. He broke it out. He put a bunch on his phone, and he started crushing up with his credit card. And he lined up 2 lines for us. And he was like, here you go, Royal Stoners. And I was like, fuck yeah, bro. And we snorted that. And he snorted his. And we headed on our way to the football game. Now, on the way there, we were fucking geeking. Because this was some really good Coke. And it was like maybe a 23 drive from my house. But the whole way there, we were bumping music, smoking cigarettes. And he was hitting his vape and shit. And we were just driving. He was whipping that hoe, bro. Connor, he drives pretty fast, bro. I still fuck with him to this day. But it took us about like, 23 minutes to get to the ball stadium. Yeah, we were driving in his car, right? And right in front of the football stadium, we like park in this neighborhood. And he gets out the car and he puts his weed in his trunk, right? Because there's a bunch of cops at the stadium. And just in case he doesn't want it to smell like weed, you know? So he does that. And we drive out that neighborhood and we go into the parking lot and we get to the football stadium. It's just a high school football game, by the way, guys. Once we pull into the parking lot, we're trying to find a place to park, right? And we park near the back, near a couple of other cars. And me and Connor are just sitting there, and he's texting his girlfriend. And I'm just chilling in the passenger seat. And after he gets done with that, he sets his phone on his lap, and he's like, okay, bro, so you want to do some more Coke? And I'm like, bet, bro, let's do some more Coke. And I was like, all right, bro, so I got my $20, right? So I was going to buy a 20 bag off of him, and I did. I gave him my $20, and he gave me my 20 bag. And I opened up my 20 bag while I was sitting there in the parking lot. And I dumped that shit. I dump a little bit of it out on my phone. And I'm crushing it up. And he hands me the straw and I snort me a line. And he snorts him a line. And he gives me a line of his shit too. So I snort 2 lines. And Coke is really fucking addictive, boys. So I was already feeling that shit. I was like, oh yes, you know, like that taste, the fucking, bro, the drip going down your throat, man, just the whole amped feeling. You're just like, holy fuck, I can fuck some shit up. And your nose is just like, oh, you know, it's a really good feeling, but it's bad because it's that good, you know. My throat was numb as shit, and I snorted a little bump of his shit, and I snorted another bump of mine, and I'm pretty fucking geeked, right? So after we do all this Coke and we put up our shit, it's time to go into the fucking football game, boys. So we get out the car, and I fall on the ground and have a stroke, heart attack, and heart failure at the same time. No, but for real, we go up to the front where the gate is and the security guard and shit is, and you gotta pay. And we walk up there with our money, and turns out you have to buy tickets online. Me and Connor were fucking shocked. We were so fucking, like, pissed, bro. We were like, what? Way to shit on our cocaine-filled dreams. It was kind of rude the way they were talking to us, but this staff guy we're gonna call Tony, he was talking to us, right? And Tony was like, okay, so, look, I'll just let y'all guys get by. If you give me the money, y'all can just go on through. And we're like, okay, bet, yeah, that's cool as fuck. And Connor hands him the money, and we just walk up. And we go up there. We were walking up there, and he was going to go look for his girlfriend and shit. And we sit up on the bleachers. We get up to the top where the football stadium is, and we sit up on the bleachers, and we're looking at the field, and he's looking for his girlfriend, right? And we're just chilling up there. And turns out we're on the completely opposite side of like the team his girlfriend's on. Like that is not her school. We're on the other school side. So me and Connor are just sitting there like, God damn it, we fucked up. We're geeking, right? My jaw's clenching. My jaw's like, it would not stop moving, bro. I had jaw locked to the extreme, man. I'm finna smoke me a bowl real quick, boys, before I do this. Before I finish this part. Cheers, guys. Okay, so while we were sitting there just fucking tweaking and wigging out, deciding what the fuck we were gonna do, Connor gets out his phone and he calls his girlfriend, and they talk on the phone, and I'm sitting there and he's talking to her. He's like, okay, so what do we do? We're on the opposite side. And she tells us to get out of there and just like go to the other side, and we're just like, okay, bet. So we get up, we get off the bleachers, we go down to the fucking, like, I don't know how to explain this. This is an area where there's like food places and drink places and shit, but we walk down this like slanted area, and we get to the staff and the fucking security guard people again, and we walk out the thing, and we head to his car, and we're just sitting over there, and we're like, bro, let's do some more fucking coke. So we both break out our baggies of coke, and we just start putting up more lines, bro. I opened up my bag and poured out a little bit more of mine, and I chopped me up 2 decent sized lines. There were some medium sized lines, and I just railed them bitches, bro. And the thing about Connor is whenever he gets coke, he doesn't want to do a lot of it, so he always shares it. And I don't mind that, because I love coke. So he looks at me and he's like, yo, Royal Stoners, do you want some of mine too? And I'm just like, yeah, bro, bet. You know, like, I thought you'd never ask, bro. I was waiting for this moment for like the past 30 minutes. I'm always so thankful whenever my homies give me free cocaine, bro. I swear to God, an angel gets its wings whenever I get free cocaine. And he gets me a line, and I snort 3 lines, and I'm fucking geeking still, bro. At this point, I was about, like, to fucking combust. I was about to fucking explode, bro. My heart was going boo, 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 boo. Like, it was going so fast, bro. Like, it felt like it was beating out my chest. I was so amped up. I was hyped. I was talking really fast. I was so talkative, bro. I was talking Connor's head off, like, bro, he was talking my head off. We were having a really good time. The vibes were going really well, man. That's what coke does, bro. It brings people together. It's like weed, I swear to God. And we were sitting in his car, and I was wigging out. I was on one, bro. My whole throat was closing up. It was so numb. My whole fucking mouth was numb because I gummed some of it and licked the card and shit. About maybe an hour or 2 had gone by since we got there. We haven't been there too long, you know. And we were chilling in this parking lot, and we drive out of the parking spot we were in, and we go over to the other side. And once we park on that side, we do even more bumps, bro. We do another bump, and we get out the car, right? We're just fucking wigging. We're like moving fast as fuck, like speed walking to the area. Any of you guys who have done uppers or anything that make your pupils dilated, once we get up to the front area where the security guys are at on this side, the lights just fucking blind me, and my vision goes blurry, and I have to wipe my eyes to be able to see straight again, right? And we walk up there, and these guys are even more strict. Like, they won't even let us pay. They're just like dead strict on, you gotta have tickets. I had a feeling that they just knew we were on one, bro, and they just weren't letting up because they were like, these 2 teenagers are on meth. So we're just like, what the fuck are we gonna do, bro? We're like, okay, so I guess we can't get in, so let's go sit in your car and figure out what the fuck to do. So Connor's ahead of me, I follow him. Picture this, 2 coked up teenagers walking away from a big stadium at like 8 at night. It's not a good sight at all. We were both really sweaty and looked like some crackheads. And we go to his car, right, and we're sitting in there, and he's texting his girlfriend and shit, and I break out my bag of coke, and I do like almost the rest of it. I had like a little bit left at this point. And I did a line, and he breaks out his and gives me another line, and he does a line himself, and he does about 2 more. And we're just sitting there, right? Both so geeked out of our minds that we can't even function. Like, we weren't even talking that much at this point. My nose is sore at this point. It's also numb as fuck. And his girlfriend says that we're gonna have to just wait for a little bit until halftime so that she can get out and, use her tickets on her phone to get us in. And we're just sitting there fucking bored as shit, listening to music, talking, like, we're talking each other's heads off, bro, because, you know, coke makes you talk a lot. Time flies, bro, and it's halftime. And his girlfriend comes up to the car, right? And his girlfriend isn't supposed to know that we're doing hard drugs, so you know it's kind of funny, right? Like we're just over there fucking tweaking off our rockers, and she has no idea, because Connor's girlfriend doesn't really like him doing hard drugs, and I guess that's respectable. But do you know how hard it is not to talk about being on cocaine while you're on cocaine? Anyways, we go up to the fucking security people this time with her phone, and they let us in. And this is the most boring part of the night, because I didn't get to do no coke at this point, and it was really boring because him and his girlfriend were talking the entire time. I was sitting on the bleachers and I was a third wheel while tweaking on coke. It was not great. I was bored as fuck, and I was watching this dumbass high school football game. The other team got whooped, by the way. It was like 71-19. It was outrageous. But after that had happened, it was a good hour. We left, and his girlfriend had to go take some people home. We walked her to her car, and we went to his car, and we did a little bit more coke. We did like one more bump. I'm surprised my nose didn't bleed, but I did like 10 lines or 9 lines that night, and I was geeked as fuck when I went home, bro. After this, we went to his car, right, and we got in and did that bump, and he took me home. It was a 25 minute drive or some shit. And as soon as I got home, bro, we sat in my fucking driveway and did even more coke. It was a really fun night, bro. I gotta tell you that. After we did more coke, I was like, yo, bro, I gotta go, man. I'll see you tomorrow, because we were gonna hang out tomorrow. And we were gonna hang out with our other friend. I'm gonna mention him in the next story time, which is gonna be about coke. After we got done hanging out, dapped him up, I went inside, you know, and I laid in my bed, and I stayed awake for a good 3 or 4 hours. I immediately was like, yo, what's up, Cody and Nathan? And they were sitting there waiting for me, and I let Nathan hit a little bump, like the little last bit I had left. I let him do it, and he was so excited, bro. He got hyped as fuck on it, and he loved it. But Cody was just laying there. He was going to sleep. He ended up going to sleep the night. Me and Nathan stayed awake. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down below, because this is the end. After that, I just really went to sleep, so yeah. Subscribe if you're new, boys. Join the Royal Stoners Army, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.